When my own children dumped me on the side of a dusty road, they thought they were done with me. But they didn't know I had a secret deed that would bring everything crashing down on them instead. My name is Eleanor Grace Whitmore. I'm 68 years old, and for nearly 50 years I was the quiet heart of Hazelbrook Orchards, a small organic apple farm hidden in the gentle hills of Pennsylvania. My hands, stiff now with arthritis, still remember how to turn flour into sourdough loaves and how to prune the orchard trees at dawn beside my husband Richard. Richard and I were married for over 40 years. We built this orchard together, raised our kids Darren and Samantha under its branches, and dreamed they'd keep it alive when we were gone. But 3 weeks ago, I buried Richard. Pancreatic cancer took him slowly, 14 long months of watching the strongest man I knew fade away. When he passed, I thought grief might bring my children home, remind them of where they came from. But the day after his funeral, I realized my family wasn't mourning. They were calculating. Darren, my firstborn, too busy with his finance job in Boston to visit more than twice in 10 years. Samantha, floating from failed business to failed business, always needing more of Richard's money. They didn't come to say goodbye to their father. They came to divide what he left behind. When they sat me down at our old wooden kitchen table and showed me a will I'd never seen, one leaving everything to them and pushing me out, I knew in my bones something was wrong. The signature was too clean. Richard hadn't written that well in months. And when they drove me away to tour a retirement home and instead dumped me on the side of a county road with nothing but a small suitcase, they thought they'd erase me for good. But they didn't know that hidden in my purse was my power. The original deed to 20 acres of orchard land in my maiden name, bought before I married Richard, with all the water rights the orchard depends on. Without that land, their big sale to a developer was worthless. No water, no trees, no orchard. I didn't cry. I walked. 2 hours through gravel roads and blooming fields until I reached town. I called our old family lawyer, Harold, and showed him the deed. He knew what to do. By the next day, the sale was frozen, the developer was backing out, and my children were panicking. They called, begging to fix things. But betrayal has no easy fix. Instead, I took back my power. I donated the water rights to our local farming cooperative to protect young growers. I moved into a small apartment above Hazelbrook's bakery. I taught quilting at the community center and organic gardening at the library, the same knowledge Richard and I once built our orchard with. Hazelbrook Orchard still stands untouched. My name is still on the deed, and I am no longer the silent heart in the background. I am Eleanor Grace Whitmore, a woman who was underestimated and stood her ground. To anyone listening who's ever been told, this is where you get off, I say, walk if you must, but never leave your worth behind. Walk with quiet power. And when the world tries to bury you, remember, roots run deep when they're nourished by truth.